Okay, I think we're recording. Oops, I pulled something up on the floor there. Hi boys and girls, it's me Butch. My name is Terry, David Silvercloud. I'm not native, just sounds that way. I'm 81 years old and today is the 1st of January 2026. So Happy New Year to one and all. And I've been having a very difficult day. It's nearly 4 p.m., but I've taken a lot of painkillers and smoked a bunch of pot. I'm feeling somewhat better now, and it just reminded me that I don't have much time left on this planet. I really don't. I may have 10 hours, 10 days, or 10 years, but it's all at a turn of a dice. So I know a whole bunch of you came to see me wearing less clothing, but what I've been doing today, so I'll show it off. I'm not done yet. I think these are designed for women, these pants. So what I've been doing today is I've been hemming them at just this one so far. Then I got this one to go and turning them into balloon pants. I just bought the largest size I could, and I just love them. I like bright stuff. Where am I going with this? Nowhere. I sit in the bathroom smoking dope and thinking about what I'm going to talk to you about, and then I come out here and I completely forget what it was going to be. But the reason I make these videos is a couple-fold. I'm an artist and I was a photographer, so I've just gotten into making videos in my old age. And that I could maybe entertain you or teach you something. I am old, I'm 81, I've been around the block a few times. I'm queer, and my life was really screwed up when I was young because I was queer. Excuse me, I got a burp or something. It's gonna come. Take my chapeau off. I'm vain and I still have hair, but it's so thin that I don't know how you're gonna hear me here. I'm gonna be quiet there for a minute. But I just shave my head now, and I shave the hair on my body because I hate it. Where am I going with all this? So I just want to tell the younger queer boys and girls out there, it's going to be okay. Things are getting better. The main enemy of the gay folks has mostly been the Christian church. They're getting better because they're losing more and more people, which means less and less revenue. They're still pretty gigantic, and most people are superstitious, so they're scared poopless of dying. Butch says that he doesn't believe in gods. He thinks religions are evil. But for those of you who must have a god, I'll share with you my, whatever you want to call it, what a god is. God's into physics. Remember, that's the science of matter, motion, and energy and stuff. Butch says God is a metaphor. That's like a word that stands for something, and it stands for everything, all at once, everywhere, all of the time. In other words, God is a metaphor for everything. And you have to reason out of that you're God, I'm God, so is everybody else. So is everything, even the poop coming out of your poop hole. That's just part of being God. It's what God has to do to be God. Fortunately, God doesn't have to look at it that way all the time, and God lives out God's life by partaking as us. We're just another God experience in the God life. You're a God experience, and what you do with it, well, it's all up to you. So, I don't know if I got all that across, but the Christian religion is all about, well, all religion really, but the Christian religion in particular, and the Jewish religion to a large extent as well, and the Muslim religion. Those particular three, they're all sort of part of, their history is so intertwined, we can't get into that, but controlling you through fear. And it's always sort of been about that, you know, kings come and go, and they basically mean control through fear, like, do what I tell you or I'll kill you. It's that simple. And if you really don't think that's good enough, then we'll make your death really, really, really nasty. The Christians, by the way, they came to power in the late 4th century, around the year 390. And that's when various bunch of churches got together and held a council and said, look, we're all in this act together, let's get our act together. And since the Rome was kind of falling apart and then they weren't tossing so many Christians to the lions anymore, they just took over Rome. They're still there. But they commissioned Jerome, St. Jerome, to write a Bible, and Jerome spent a few years collecting any information he could round up that we know of about Jesus. And much of it was written in Greek, so there were a whole bunch of translation errors made. And the major one, which I'm going to throw in here because I just go on and on like a dripping tap, it was the Lucifer error. There never was a Lucifer, never going to be a Lucifer. That was just an error made by Jerome about the bright and morning star, Venus. That's what it was called. You just wrap your head around it. Lucifer is a Latin name there. Why would Lucifer have a Latin name if Lucifer went way back? When you hear a name like Beelzebub or something, that sounds better because, like, what the hell does that mean? Where did that come from? But if you get my drift, there never was a Lucifer. And I don't want to yak on and on about that. I smoked a bunch of dope because I started feeling a bit better. And I was so concerned that I'm going to drop dead any moment. I just got to use what time I have to put out things which I think are important. Information to spread out there aside from entertaining you in whatever particular way I can. There was something I wanted to throw in there and I can't remember what it is. It'll come to me, I guess. I'm really into physics, and I thought, because I'm more self-taught, I went straight out of high school into the Navy, into officer school. I was supposed to go to university, and I thought my life would be being an electronics engineer and working for Bell Laboratories, because they like to invent stuff. And way back then in the 50s and 60s when I was growing up, I thought that was very cool. I taught myself how TVs, radios, and vacuum tubes and stuff all worked by around age 14. So that's what I thought I was going to do, but then I went off into the Navy, and then I learned what queer was and what faggots were and what homos were. That's me. I like boys. And I'm really shy around girls. I think, girl parts are like really yucky. Yeah. So if you think girl parts are yucky, you're probably gay. Get used to it. And there's all kinds of us. We like all kinds of things. Some of us are tops, just like regular men. We like porking a bottom. And some of us are bottoms, and we love being porked. And some of us are oral. Some are versatile, and they do all three. And I'm 99% oral. I like having a boy's banana in my mouth and squooshing it. And I've done that a lot in my life. But that's just the point I'm trying to get across here is, like, there's all kinds of us. And then, when people are trying to put gay people down, they pick on the trans people and the cross-dressers. And, that's just a small variation of gay. And even within the hetero community, a lot of people don't seem to realize that there are the same type of people. They're completely heterosexual, but they just like to cross-dress. I don't know why. What do I know? I'm not an expert on sexuality, and I was brought up where I wasn't taught what's what. So I'm trying to tell you, because I could drop dead like right now, right in front of you. This is the first time I've done a video completely with my new DJI Osmo Nano. See, that's what I say, I'm not well. I think I had a stroke yesterday. My memory just was like, I can't remember things I'm supposed to remember. And this is the third time this has happened to me in the last 6 months. This was one of the worst. I woke up and I couldn't remember a basic formula like 4/3 pi r cubed. I couldn't remember. I just couldn't remember it. And what that formula is, and it's very essential to my formula. I started yakking about the fact that, see how I digress? I didn't have a formal education in physics. And so I thought people out there knew what I knew, because what I know I had to teach myself. I just assumed they all knew that. Apparently they don't. So now, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to croak at any moment, I'm doing my best to reach out to any of you nerds that are out there. Even if you don't quite get what I'm talking about, mention it to your professor or somebody. They'll say, there's all kinds of wackos out there. But this is my view of reality. Makes it easier, if not totally easy, but much easier, to put quantum physics and relativity and Einstein all together, like they just suddenly make sense. The view you have to change is that gravity is push, not pull. Pull doesn't make sense because there is no absolute center of no motion anywhere. So pulling is just dumb. And doesn't change anything. It just changes the way you view things. Eventually you'll get used to the idea of, oh yeah, it's the other way. The numbers all work out the same. It's just that it's happening for a different reason than you thought it was happening. But the very elemental units of reality, let's pretend it's you and me, we want our own space. Like, go away, get out of our way. Like, go away, give me some room. And every elemental unit of reality is doing that. And it can't really do it because there is no room anywhere. And at the teeniest level of reality there is, they get around that by spinning. So they don't really go anywhere. They just turn left or they turn right. And if any actual movement happens, it's because they get enough energy to actually squeeze between their neighbors, and they do get enough energy to say, get out of my way. And that's the way it works. And that is sort of the basis of quantum physics. For an electron to move to a higher energy level, it needs to have more spin. And to get more spin, it needs more quanta, which is plural for quantum. A quantum is the smallest unit of energy we have in physics. There's smaller. You can have a fraction of a quantum. Don't get fussy on me here. But it's the smallest unit of energy. It's like, we have the inch. What about a quarter inch? Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. The basis, or you could say a foot, the basic measurement around which we're going to call 1 up from 0 and 1 below 0 is 1 quantum. And for an electron to move anywhere, it needs more quantum. And all it has to do is, to get 1 more quantum, it just has to spin twice as fast as it was spinning before. And to move outwards, it doesn't have to leap. It just simply, as it gains more energy, it simply rolls up to the next energy level it wants to be at. It just makes a spin. And suddenly it's there. I'm telling you this, and I thought all physicists knew this. They don't. So I'm telling you this is the way it works. They don't know how it works. Trust me, you go look it up. They don't know. They say it does it at the speed of light. The reason it does it at the speed of light is the electron's physical size, its circumference, its diameter, and its radius. They set the speed of light. And why the speed of light can vary, and the very reason why there is pressure in the universe. Because for energy to get from here to there through me, I'm the doorman, I'm the electron, you gotta get by me. Hi, my name's Mr. Electron. I'm looking stationary, but actually I like being a left spinning electron. What's your trouble here? You want to get from there to there? You gotta get by me first. And this guy says, I'm bigger than you are, guy, and he just pushes me out of the way and rolls by me. He just went at the speed of light, but he had to do a half turn to get there. So that's partly the speed of light. He could just go like, get the F out of the way, buddy, and push me, my size, out of the way. He also got there at the speed of light, but this time it was faster. And that difference between my circumference and my diameter establishes a permanent reality in the universe. I'm telling you this. I thought the physicists knew this. They don't. So Butchie Poo is telling you this. This is Butch science. And ask your professor to disprove me and say, they're all full of shit. There's a million goofs like him out there. Yeah, well, come and prove it. I want you to prove it. Go ahead, give it a shot. You want to beat Butch? This is Butch himself. And I don't have long to live, and I really don't give a F. Seriously, I don't. I really hurt. And I took a lot of painkillers today to get here where I am right now. This is my New Year's message. I'm having fun with it. I know I go on and on like a dripping tap, and I go on and on forever. So I'm going to have to shut up. What did I really want to talk about? It's okay to be queer. The world is coming around. It's going to get better. You're not alone. I don't really believe in bisexuality, but on that note, I should say when I was around 43 or 42, no, I was younger than that. Oh no, it must have been around then, because my boyfriend died later than that. Right. It must have been around when I was about 43 or 44. I was a photographer, so was my boyfriend, and we lived in a storefront on Queen Street. And I knew there was always a bunch of teenagers hanging out with this plumber, construction guy who owned a house and rundown house across the street. And we lived next door to a convenience. My boyfriend and I, we lived in a storefront plus the basement. That was our studio and where we lived. And there was a convenience store right next to us, and I saw this young lad coming across Queen Street who I had noticed many times, who I was, I thought he was just awesome. He had long dark black hair down to his shoulders and real punk look. And I just stood in the sidewalk as he was crossing the street, and his first words as he got up to me was, I don't talk to fags. So I said, that's okay, I'll do the talking. So I told him I wanted to photograph him, and I'd give him a bit of money. It wouldn't be a lot because I don't have any money. But he would have to give me at least 2 hours of his time. I'm not taking a snapshot. This is like serious photography. It's going to take a while, and at least a couple hours. It might only take an hour, but things sometimes screw up, and you don't know what's going to go wrong. And I would give him some money. So he agreed to do that, and we set up a time, and he knew that he was going to have to take his clothes off. He'd been warned, but he was going to get some money for it. And so he did, and I photographed him, and he was as beautiful as I thought he was. And he had a boner. And at the end of the session, I asked him if he was ready to blow, and he said he was, and I made that happen for him. And the next day he called me back and he wanted to do it again. Now this boy was not gay at all. Just that he could get oral relief on asking was like, how cool is that? And so off and on for the next 10 years, and even a couple times when his girlfriends kicked him out and he was sort of semi-homeless, and came and stayed with me. He had it on demand. So I knew him for about 10 years, and he went through 3 girlfriends with me. We've lost touch with each other now. He'd be about 58 or 59. I think he's still alive. Last time I heard he was working in Colorado or somewhere. So I've gone on and on like a dripping tap, and mostly I want to encourage you younger gay guys to look after your body. It's not going to look after itself unless you help it out. Butchie Poo tries to exercise every day. In my old age, I'm using, I have some 8-pound dumbbells and I have these 15-pounders. And lately, because there's a chance I might still be alive this summer and get out to the gay beach, the nude gay beach called the Oasis. It's about a half mile, quarter mile to half a mile east of the main rec beach, which is clothing optional beach. Rec beach isn't a total nude beach anymore. It's a huge beach now. It's like gigantic. And probably only about 10% of the people are naked. Everybody else is wearing something, you know. The younger folks are shy these days. But there's a lot of naked people around. But if I'm going to hang out there and the regulars know me, because I'm a regular at the Oasis, Stickware Beach, I want to look good. And they put up with me. They know I'm a motor mouth. I don't drink. They all drink, most of them, and I'm a pot smoker. Well, there's one guy, Andrew. I don't know if Andrew doesn't really watch YouTube stuff. He's in his 50s. He likes me. He offers me joints, and he doesn't drink either, so we smoke pot together and yak. And I don't know if he thinks I'm hot or whether he just likes listen. He's the kind of guy, like, when he's sick and tired of listening to me, he just says, okay, that's enough, I gotta rest now, and that's my signal to shut up and stop talking and go do something else. And I like that. So this video has gotten probably to be long enough, and all I gotta do, I think, I know I'm recording because I can see a red light on the screen over there, and I can tell the microphone's working because I can see a little greeny light going back and forth there. This is a DJI NANO. My only serious bitch about it is their invasion of privacy by forcing you to own a smartphone or use a smartphone in order to activate the camera. I own a smartphone, but it's not internet connecting. I'm poor. I pay $100 a year for an emergency phone number, that's it. So I have no way to use a smartphone to connect to the internet. So I could not activate my camera without the help of the salesperson, Henry's. I'll even mention him in Vancouver. The nice lady there using her smartphone to activate my DJI NANO. I don't know if I talked about what I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you're still here or not. You asked me about physics, so just to be sure that I got my idea in there for your nerds that are still here. Butch's big idea is this, is that the electron, it's a physical thing. It's both here and there at the same time, and there's two different types. One can spin right and the other spins left, and they can do other kinds of things like wobble and vibrate, and but their main thingy that separates one from the other is that primarily one spins one way and the other one spins the other way. They are both electrons, and the fact that they spin in opposite directions works very well, because when you're putting molecules together, it means they are automatically partners on the opposite sides of molecules. It's like them putting their feet together, and if they do that, they're saving energy. It's like living in the North Pole and the South Pole, which people do on planet Earth. If the poles put their feet together at the equator, they're saving energy because they're pushing against each other. They're standing on top of each other, but to each, they think they're spinning in the right direction. You up in the north, you think you're going the right way, and you down south, you think you're going the right way, and you both still think that up is up, even though you're pointing in the other direction. So when you're in Australia and you're pointing up, the person up there in Canada said, no, you're pointing down. No, I'm pointing up. No, you're getting my drift of all this? This is called relativity. And it can confuse the F out of everybody, even a lot of so-called scientists. They never quite, they say, oh, I don't really need to use it, so I'm going to ignore that. I put these out because I was going to show you. This is what my life is about. You old folks understand pill packs. I take a lot of pills. And these are some extra water pills in case I need them. And they give me 188 Tylenol T3s, supposedly every 30 days, but I'm allowed to take as many as I want right now. So it's working out to about 7 a day right now is working, more or less. Not today, but I've almost gotten to 7 today. Shut up, Butch. So if this was fun, give me a hi. Hi, Butch. and if you dislike me, tell me why you dislike me, why you took the time to, you took all that time to dislike me? Really? It was that bad? I'm trying to encourage you younger folks to get out of your shell and just do something, anything. Me, I make videos and I try to spread my, see how I get off track? So getting back to the electron, so come over here, dear, over here, there you go. Being here and there. So the formula for the volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. So if you took an electron and for its radius, you substituted the speed of light, that allows you got to believe there are because nothing else makes sense, there have to be smaller things inside the electron composing it. And just one of them would just be an electron, so that doesn't make any sense. So there has to be at least 2 components to an electron, and there's nothing wrong with that. There could quite easily be 2, and they could be chasing each other's tails all the time, because in order to both of them coexist in peace, one would be eternally trying to spin left, and the other would be eternally trying to spin right, and they would just eternally be spinning against each other. Why they don't fall apart is they are probably interlocked like a donut. Of course, I always put it away and forget where I put it. Where'd my helium go? I'm looking for something. Oh, there it is right in front of me. That's why I can't see it, because it's right in front of me. Quite literally right in front of me. I was looking below me. They could quite easily be interlocked like these 2 rings, and Butch says this is what a helium atom looks like. 2 interlocking rings of energy. So that could be going on, or there could be 4 rings inside. And the interesting thing about having 4 rings inside, if you start looking at the formula 4/3 pi r cubed, and you change it to 4/3 pi c, the speed of light, because then we can get time involved here. We didn't want to, but it's been in there all along screwing us up, so that's where relativity comes from, because we always have to involve time. Time is determined by how big you are, but getting back to that, if you had 4 exactly equal volume parts inside of here, all somehow interlocked, each of those individual 4 parts, if my memory is serving me correctly, will be 1/3 pi of the volume of the sphere, no matter how big it is. And the neat thing about having pi in there is this: if for some reason the sphere gains more energy and spins faster, the things inside can readily absorb that same energy through the gateway of pi. They just get bigger with it. They're stretchy for some reason. Doesn't matter why. That's at that level. Do we really care? We're trying, but okay. Butchie Poo, I think I said a lot. Oh, so that's where Butchie Poo's formula 4/3 pi c cubes from. from a relativity point of view, where the electron sets the speed of light by both its diameter, its circumference, its voltage by its spin, its amperage by how many of them there are per second. The amperage could increase through one single electron. It just has to deliver twice what it was doing per second than it did before, and on the other side of the meter it would look like 2 amps, but it's just the same old electron spinning twice as fast. The nerds will get it, but they're the guys that do the transmitting and the spinning. So Butchie Poo is going to shut up. This is sort of a sound test in really bad light, and this camera apparently does not like bad light one little bit. And so this is a really good test for it. I'm going to turn on that because it really is getting dark now. I'm up here in Vancouver, Canada. And oops, over here, dear. Here, come on. Hello. Over here. Come on. Gee. See what happened there? It got all sucked in by the light. Hang on, we'll get you back. Over here. Crap. I don't know how to get you back. Oh, come on. I'm trying to get the camera to come back. Okay, I really screwed myself up there with the automation. I'll just physically turn it. We'll get its attention. It didn't like me. Oh dear, he didn't like me. Come on. Boy, is this a screw up or what? Okay, we're going to get you going here again. Do you like me yet? What happened was when I turned the light on, the tracking device thought the light was what it was supposed to look at, and it seemed to have you back. So that's a good excuse to shut up. And what I'm going to do is come up to the camera here and shut up. My name's Butch. I'm 81 years old. I could croak at any moment. Check out my physics ideas. I'm not crazy. I'm just one of those really smart guys. And he's one of those know-it-alls. And he's eccentric and artistic, and he likes putting on a show. But I'm going to touch your button and stop the recording. I don't know which button to touch, but I'm sure no matter which one it is, you'll stop. I'll learn it as I go. So, bye-bye from Butch. Okay.